The night was shrouded in an impenetrable darkness, the moon veiled by thick clouds that seemed to hang ominously in the sky. I found myself driving down a desolate stretch of road, the only company the rhythmic hum of my engine and the haunting whispers of the wind. My grip on the steering wheel tightened as a sense of unease settled over me, the sensation that I was on the cusp of an otherworldly encounter that would forever alter the course of my life. As I navigated the winding road, a flicker of movement caught my eye in the rearview mirror. My heart skipped a beat as I caught sight of a figure, indistinct and ephemeral, standing on the side of the road. My foot instinctively hit the brakes, bringing my car to a trembling stop. Curiosity mingled with fear as I peered into the rearview mirror once again. The figure was gone, vanished into the void like a wisp of smoke. A shiver ran down my spine, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes followed my every move. Swallowing my apprehension, I forced myself to continue down the road. The path ahead seemed to stretch on endlessly, each turn leading deeper into the heart of the night. My headlights cut through the darkness, illuminating the road and the dense woods that flanked it. And then, as if summoned by some otherworldly force, a dilapidated sign emerged from the shadows. It read, "Duskwood Motel," the letters faded and barely legible. Despite the ominous feeling that clung to the air, I couldn't resist the pull of curiosity. I turned into the motel's gravel driveway, the crunch of stones beneath my tires adding an eerie soundtrack to the scene. The motel appeared abandoned, its windows broken, and its facade marred by the passage of time. A sense of foreboding settled over me as I stepped out of my car and ventured closer. The entrance creaked open with a reluctant groan, revealing a dimly lit lobby that felt frozen in time. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, broken only by the soft drip of water from a leaky ceiling. I called out, my voice a mere whisper that seemed to dissipate into the shadows. No response, no sign of life, only the sensation that I was not alone. Against my better judgment, I moved further into the lobby, my footsteps echoing in the hushed silence. The flickering lights overhead cast eerie shadows on the walls, the peeling wallpaper bearing witness to the passage of years. And then, at the far end of the room I saw it, a guest book resting on the front desk. My fingers trembled as I reached out and opened the book. The pages were filled with entries, names and dates scrawled in a myriad of hands. But as I flipped through the pages, a chilling realization dawned upon me. Each entry was dated on the same day, September 13th, decades apart. The book fell from my hands, the implications of what I had discovered sending a wave of nausea through me. The motel was trapped in a time loop, a haunting cycle that repeated itself endlessly. As if on cue, a soft whisper drifted through the air, a barely audible murmur that sent a chill down my spine. With a mix of fear and fascination, I followed the sound, winding my way through the maze-like corridors of the motel. The whispers grew louder, a symphony of voices that seemed to come from all directions at once. And then, as if guided by an unseen hand, I reached a room, the source of the whispers. The door creaked open, revealing a scene that froze me in place. The room was bathed in an otherworldly glow, its walls adorned with symbols that pulsed with an unnatural energy. In the center of the room stood a mirror, its surface reflecting not my own image, but a distorted, nightmarish version of myself. I approached the mirror, my reflection staring back at me with eyes that held a profound sadness. As I reached out, my fingers brushed against the cool surface, and a searing pain shot through me. The room began to spin, reality warping around me as I was pulled into a vortex of darkness. Visions assaulted my senses, horrors beyond imagination, memories that weren't mine, and a sense of suffocating despair. I screamed, the sound swallowed by the void as I tumbled deeper into the abyss. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it was over. I found myself back in the room, the mirror shattered into fragments. The whispers had ceased, leaving an eerie stillness in their wake. My heart raced as I struggled to comprehend what had just transpired. Had I journeyed through time, glimpsing the lives and tragedies of those who had been trapped in this malevolent cycle? The truth crashed over me like a tidal wave. The motel was a nexus of haunting, a convergence of lost souls and endless torment. I was a mere observer, a witness to the horrors that unfolded within these walls. The weight of their pain, their suffering, bore down on me like an insurmountable burden. As I stumbled out of the motel, the world outside seemed to have changed. The moon hung lower in the sky and the air felt colder, as if I had been absent for far longer than I realized. My car was still there, waiting in the gravel lot, a lifeline to the reality I knew. With every fiber of my being, I fought the urge to look back, to see the motel one last time. But as I drove away, a single thought gnawed at me. The souls trapped within those walls, the echoes of their pain and despair, would forever haunt my thoughts. In the rearview mirror, I caught a glimpse of the motel, a fleeting image that sent a shiver down my spine. And as I continued down the road, leaving the darkness behind, I couldn't help but wonder if the motel's curse had latched onto me, if I had become an unwitting pawn in a never-ending cycle of torment. The night stretched out before me, an enigma of shadows and whispers, a reminder that some mysteries are better left unexplored, some roads better left untraveled. And as the miles passed, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had become a part of the motel's sinister legacy, a legacy that would forever haunt my dreams.